What does the membership journey look like in our Unitarian Universalist congregations? Let's look at one model. Someone might go to the Unitarian Universalist Association website, uua.org, and learn a little bit about Unitarian Universalism before they step through our doors. They learn about our principles. As they click through the UUA website, they find answers to typical questions that seekers might have. What are possible spiritual practices that we have? Where do we find our inspiration and guidance? If they're intrigued, they can easily find the congregation closest to them. So when they make their first visit, what happens? Well, hopefully they're warmly greeted, and if they have any questions about Unitarian Universalism, they're answered by the greeters. They might even meet the minister. If it's a family who's attending for the first time, they'll be told about the children's religious education program. They might be greeted by the director of religious education or other representative of the Sunday school, and the children will be shown to their classrooms. After the service, the newcomer might be invited to some sort of fellowship, like a coffee hour, where they can mingle and meet some of the other members and friends. So, if the person decides to come back to visit the congregation, what do they experience? Well, hopefully they'll be welcomed warmly again the second time, and maybe the greeter would even remember their name. They'll attend worship service and get a sense of what the community is about from the content of the service. If they're especially interested, they might attend some sort of new UU class where they can learn about Unitarian Universalism and the congregation. If they have children, they might be invited to be a helper in the nursery or perhaps in the Sunday school. If they're around a little bit longer, they might take a class, some sort of adult faith formation class, where they can learn a little bit more about Unitarian Universalism or other spiritual paths. As they begin to feel more a part of the community, they may want to find ways to give back. They might start out with some sort of low commitment position, like making coffee for the hospitality time. If they have some skills, they might be invited to serve on the Building and Grounds Committee. Or if they have other kinds of skills, they might be invited to do some committee work. There's other opportunities too for participation, like being a part of the music program, such as singing in the choir. They might be invited to participate in some sort of small group, a covenant group or chalice circle. If they're interested in some sort of social responsibility, they may want to join one of the pre-existing groups in the congregation, such as the Green Sanctuary or Welcoming Congregation Committees. Or perhaps the church has some sort of peace group or opportunities to serve the local homeless population. If the person is around for a while, they may be asked to serve on the Board of Trustees, or, if they're really trusted, the Finance Committee. These are all of the traditional ways that we invite people to be a part of our congregations. But the problem is, everything that we've talked about really helps to sustain the institution of the church. But is that really why people come to our congregations? What about those things that they read on the UUA website? What about spiritual practice, prayer, inspiration, guidance? Perhaps we need to rethink how we do church for the 21st century. Perhaps our congregations can serve as a springboard to some greater purpose.